AEW Dynasty last night was very fun. 3 new champions were crowned. Certainly felt like a dynasty of a night. Actually 4, if you count the pre-show, but nonetheless, great job. Excuse me. Including one of the best matches of the year. Potentially match of the year already. And Willow, Ospreay, Bryan, Danielson. Great job. Great job. We did get some solid matches on the to continue the flow of the card with Roddy, Kyle Reily. You know, we had some good trios matches on the card. Yeah, Dynasty was overall really good. Really good. And great to see on a new pay-per-view format for AEW, which is good to see. But before we get into the review, so AEW Dynasty, some interesting talking points. I guess first we gotta talk about the new world champion, and that's Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland last night became the first African American AEW World Champion. Certainly big talking point for him. Beside Swerve, seeing how he's come along from NXT to WWE and how they didn't really buy in, at least Vince McMahon and his regime didn't feel like they bought in to Hit Row and Swerve Strickland. By the way, Coke as well, not a sponsor. Anyway, Swerve on his journey, and now been in AEW a little over 2 years. It's been riveting to see the journey, especially because credit to Hangman Page, because honestly, it didn't feel like much that they were doing with him. And the middle towards the fall of last year. And then all of a sudden we get a promo segment between Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland, where Swerve voices his opinions and his desires for Hangman Adam Page's spot. And knowing that, well, Hangman wasn't really doing anything of sorts of importance, and then the storyline with Swerve comes along, and it's great for both of them, and pivot into the new year. First solid match at WrestleStream, great Texas Death match at Full Gear, really showed Swerve's momentum and his rise through the Continental Classic. Of course, he did not win, but certainly the most momentum coming out of the tournament. Going into Revolution, where he had a very good showing, but came up short to now AEW Dynasty, first Samoa Joe, and I love Samoa Joe, one of my favorites, and so happy that he became AEW World Champion against MJF, but of course, with how things fell on last night, it just felt like it was time. And Swerve Strickland, if he lost, it would have been a big detriment, I would say, to his run going forward. But yeah, great for Swerve. That's what you love about pro wrestling. You love to see these journeys and the rise to these guys, men and women, going from a certain point to now reaching their pinnacle at the top. And Swerve going forward is the man as AEW World Champion, and great to see. We did also see not one, but two returns on the show. So, first of all, Adam Cole, the leader of the Undisputed Kingdom. It's been a while since we've seen him, but now, after the Kyle O'Reilly Roderick Strongman match, which was a fun match in itself, Adam Cole came out to celebrate with his fellow member of the Kingdom, Roderick Strong, and he was walking again. Finally walking again. And that's great news because Adam Cole has been very much missed in the ring. Since Grand Slam, the stuff with the Kingdom and Roddy, it just, the devil reveal, it all just felt great, but at the same time, Adam Cole, his injury, it just put a divot. Now, when Adam Cole healthy and probably back in the ring soon, it looks like, shows more focus, it seems. They may be pivoting towards the Undisputed Kingdom, which, great thing to see. But the big one. So, excuse me. So, we saw the return of one scapegoat as well. So, last time we saw one Jack Perry on AEW television was, of course, the $0 match with Hook at All In before circumstances happened with CM Punk, and there's that. And, Jack Perry's been suspended. He's been involved in New Japan Pro Wrestling, has done some stuff over there. But when Now, when they unveiled the footage and CM Punk had his interview on Ariel Helwani's MMA Hour, it did raise some questions and eyebrows of, where's Jack Perry? Is Jack Perry going to return soon? Well, we got the answer the way it's perceived as last night, and what was a solid ladder match for the vacant AEW Tag Team title between the Bucks and FTR. Jack Perry was a difference maker as FTR looked like they were about to win the titles for the third time. But no, a masked fellow came out to knock Dax off the ladder and ultimately open the door for the Bucks to reclaim the AEW Tag Team titles, and that pop was fun to see, and seeing that gritty grin on his face, that was something. That was something hilarious, and it's good to see Jack Perry. So he exited through the crowd. He threw up the elite symbol of the being the elite. So I'm curious, because I did throw it around as a possibility in my AEW Dynamite review, which unfortunately I did not get up until yesterday. I apologize. But yeah, if you watch my Dynamite review, I did pose the possibility of Jack Perry returning and signing with the Elite. Questions turn into answers, and great to see. Great to see. Great to see. So, Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. Now, certainly going into it, you had expectations. And that's the problem. We have these dream matches, and then you have these expectations, and it sucks because it kind of takes you out a little bit. But I did try my best to just watch it as a dream match and a great match. I have to say, it was very good. Very good. And yeah, it was great to see. Certainly. The finish show certainly had questions, though. And I don't know if it's a work or a shoot, basically, but finish match came when so Bryan was going for the bicycle knee, and he did the yes, movements in the air. Ospreay, who was favoring his arm, he was on the other corner, and they were seen looking at each other, and obviously one has to blink, and it was a good visual. Excuse me, but So Ospreay landed a huge elbow, landed the Tiger Driver 91, which it's weird, but I don't think he hit the Stormbreaker since he's been an official member of AEW. It's like it does feel like ever since the match with Jericho, he's not used the Stormbreaker, but nonetheless, Ospreay, he landed a Tiger Driver, and we saw Bryan clutching his collarbone and twitching of sorts. So, and then Bryce Rensburg, who was the referee, noticed, called for official, and then Ospreay hit the hip blade, 1, 2, 3, and officials and all were called the middle ring as Ospreay was celebrating, but at the same time he was concerned about Bryan. And again, I don't know. Hopefully Bryan is okay. I mean, it's just, again, we saw last year at Forbidden Door, Bryan versus Okada, and him getting getting his arm messed up, and then coming back facing Okada, and then he injures his eye, elbow bone, and there you go. But we shall see. But hell of a match. We know Dave Meltzer and stuff probably went crazy over the match, but nonetheless, it was a really fun match, really good, and it's a great time. Certainly be a wrestling fan and privileged, because we know Bryan is gonna settle down. His full-time wrestling career is gonna come to an end sooner rather than later. It's unfortunate, but it seems like it will. Just another injury of Bryan. I don't know. But yeah, folks, Dynasty overall was good, and which we'll get into review in a sec. But of course, before I do so, I gotta thank you guys all for joining me today on the podcast. Thank you guys all. Of course, if you guys want to support, please do so and subscribe. If you haven't done so already, please do so. Hit that thing in the corner. Greatly appreciate it. As well as, of course, if you guys like to see it, be sure to give a like as well. But yeah, it's always good handling a pay-per-view, certainly. So, and I certainly felt like I handled it better this go around than Revolution, because the thing is, last time I saw a pay-per-view actually was All In. There was that. But going back to the highlights, thing back and forth, thing you gotta keep up is keep up with the show and not just wait for the whole highlights after the show. And is a great thing because, yeah, certainly felt more prepared, I would say. But yeah, folks, good stuff, good matches on the show. And yeah, let's get into review, shall we? Now, some stuff great, some in the review process, some stuff iffy, but we'll go over as much as possible. And yeah, good addition, good part of the pay-per-view. So, first of all, so on the pre-show, so we got or 0 hour. I didn't watch it, but I did see clips. So Trent Beretta, who of course is heel now, went up against Matt Sydal, and excuse me. So Trent got the victory here, and we have seen his tag team partner off and on, Chuck Taylor, say he's been dealing with a ankle issue, which is why it was him and Orange Cassidy, not Trent or Chuck Taylor in the tournament. So after, he gave an ultimatum to Trent, or Chuck Taylor, yeah. As apparently it was his birthday today, coincidental, but so Wednesday they're in Jacksonville, and Trent gave an ultimatum to Chuck Taylor in that he gives him till Wednesday to decide whose side he's on, Trent's or Orange Cassidy's. I mean, here's the thing, the best friends have been aesthetically a face tag team. So I mean, as a heel tag team, they would definitely have to change things up. And I'm not sure, but we shall see. Because, I mean, look, Orange Cassidy, hi. Look, Chuck Taylor obviously has more history with Trent, and it's just why with Orange Cassidy. So we'll see. I mean, I'm all for changes, and Trent and Chuck Taylor, I've always thought was a solid tag team. Not a great tag team, but certainly one that contributes. So we'll see. And the other thing, so, which I'm sure will have, was a decision that had some people head scratching. So the other day on Dynamite, it was announced that Bullet Club Gold will face off versus the Acclaimed and Milligun, titles for titles, the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team titles against the AEW Trios Championships. Ultimately, how it turned out, the right decision. Bullet Club Gold, and it was shown after that they are the unified tag team trios champions. So potentially it's just one set of titles, and then they defend on both AEW and Ring of Honor. You know, it works because you don't need two sets of trio styles. And I mean, you have trios on Ring of Honor, you have some on AEW. Ultimately, we know it's time. They claim that Billy Gunn have not done anything with trio styles. It's like, really, it feels crappy to see what they did with the titles, or just overlooked pretty much with the titles, since they won from the House of Black. Which was a good moment, sure. But in hindsight, But anyway, new trios champions. Great job for Jay White and the Guns. They all have gold again. Great job. Obviously, I can't wait till Juice gets back. Be part of Bulk Cup Gold. But yeah, Jay White and the Guns. Now, it'll be up to AEW certainly to provide them with a very good title run, but if any trio right now can get those titles back in the right direction, it's Jay White and the Guns. Alright, so now we go off to the main card. Kazuchika Okada versus Pac for the Continental Crown Championship. Fun opener. Knew just from the aesthetically that this match was going to be a fun match, certainly needed for the pay-per-view. Okada's first AEW pay-per-view match as an AEW wrestler. That is cool, and it's good that Pac is back. We knew this match was going to deliver, and it did. So, yeah, Pac had the advantage early. You know, did have some cringy spots, I will say, but so good. So, well, at least one of them. So, he had twisting tope over the top by Pac, which really sent things going. And then, off the top, Pac hit a avalanche brainbuster for a near fall. Pac again tried for the top rope by Okada with his great drop kick. You know, you're not going to find people with much better drop kicks, I feel, than Okada. Hype, but he sent Pac to the outside. Pac was shown holding his calf or his heel area, and yeah, it came down a bit awkwardly, but finished the match ultimately. So, fighting on the outside, Pac was thrown to the barricade. They were exchanging in the middle of the ring. Pac, back on the outside, Okada hit a DT off the ropes, and then a DT in the middle of the ring. And I tell you, heel Okada has been great. Heel Okada has been very fun. I mean, you turn New Japan's John Cena, basically Okada, who's been babyface for the longest time, and then now on AEW soil, pair him with the Bucks, and heel Okada has just been fun. Particularly this one spot. So we know he loves to do the Rainmaker pose. So he was edging on the crowd numerous times in his match. Heel banter, but this was number one, or this took the cake. As Okada rounding up people, going for the Rainmaker pose. So, I mean, but instead of the Rainmaker pose, he comes back up and gives a middle finger salute, or a one finger salute to the crowd and the camera, and Taz was singing it up. It was hilarious. Fun to see. So, Pac got back on the offense. He mentioned a thrust kick on the outside off the apron, and then hit a moonsault, which went on Okada. Pac landed back some high-flying offense. Shotgun drop kick for a near fall. Okada fired back, hit an air raid crash neckbreaker for a near fall. Pac fired back with a roll up for a 2, but fired back with some more offense. A big kick followed a deadlift German for a 2. Pac went for the blackout, but Okada got out of the way, which allowed them to take advantage and hit a tombstone by Okada, and toyed with Pac, went for a Rainmaker, but Pac fired back with a pair of roll-up surprise pins, but only got a near fall. Not selling the tombstone, I will say that's certainly one thing that irritates me a bit. So, anyway, after a pair of roll pins, Pac was able to lock in the Brutalizer, get Okada down, but he was able to fire back. Pac then with a tombstone of his own, and he went up for the blackout, but Okada grabbed the referee and made him get into place of Pac, so he wasn't able to hit the blackout. So finally, referee was able to get free, and then Okada capitalized on the time and said Pac tried again for the blackout, but Okada got the knees up this time and then hit a Rainmaker 1, 2, 3, and Okada retains the Continental crown. Good stuff. Good stuff. Very good. Fun opener to start the pay-per-view. Next, we go to House of Black. Well, I have to say, the entrance is always great to see. So, House of Black versus Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe. And now Copeland, which by the way, again, marked the new Ring of Honor World Champion. Great for him. So, the way the finish of the match happened, I'm glad it did. I think we were hoping finish the way it finished, and we knew House Black needed a big win on pay-per-view, so good stuff. But yeah, this was basically a hard-fought match in between two. Really, the action got started with Kingston and Brody, shots back and forth. Malachi Black, of course, after Adam Copeland defeated Matt Cardona, made his intentions felt, but seeing him in the ring again, it's great. So, later in the match, Brody would actually hit a rolling cannonball, and then when things got crazy, Mark Briscoe hit a senton, then to the outside on House Black. Finish match came, so the baby faces were rolling, and same with Adam Copeland. So pretty much had Malachi Black where he wanted him. Went for a spear, but the referee was looking the other way, dealing with the commotion on the outside. And while Copeland went for the spear, Malachi countered with the miss to the eyes, followed with the Black Mass roundhouse kick, which Excalibur called the end. So that's the new name, I'm guessing. It sucks they don't show Malachi enough to know the name. Anyway, so the end roundhouse kick by Malachi Black on Copeland. 1, 2, 3. Malachi pins the TNT champion, and a title match is imminent between the two. Adam Copeland, Malachi Black. Sign me up. I think sign us all up. So that was good to see. And then nice little moments here. So Willow, Nightingale. Which, by the way, so I forgot to mention, so when Okada beat Kingston for the Continental crown, we saw a little angle of Renee giving some sideline analysis, basically. And before the match was Renee doing the same thing. So, a little different. It's good to see. So, next match came. Will Nightingale, Julie Hart, TBS Championship. It's a mixed bag of feedback, I would say. So, Julie Hart has been great as her improvement, and yeah, it's great to see her improvement and her character, her winning the TBS Championship at Full Gear. It's a good moment. But relatively, her work and the lack of booking with House Black certainly hindered her title run. But it was still enjoyable to see her improvement in what she's done. Then you get to this match with Mercedes Moné basically laying out the challenge, and we saw the graphic after her challenging the winner of this match and seeing the teases between her and Willow. It felt quite predictable. And albeit it's a great moment for Willow, but it's still a head scratcher in the sense of, so Willow's the new TBS champion, and great for her, she won the New Japan Strong Women's Championship against Mercedes last year when she got injured. She won the Owen Hart Cup last year. Great for her. Then she wins the TBS title here. Good for her. But with the way it feels, Double or Nothing next month, her versus Mercedes, feels like she's going to be a transitional champion. And it sucks for Will because of what she's put in. And for Mercedes, who hasn't even wrestled a match in AEW yet. We love her, and all, but when you have the rankings back, albeit they don't use them much, but for her to be signed to AEW and only doing these segments, talking points, hasn't even wrestled a match yet, not even a jobber match, handsome match, it's just, I don't know. But nonetheless, great moment for Willow, Dr. Bomb for the win. She celebrated with Stokely and Chris afterwards. That's another thing which I pitched, that could we potentially see Sal Lerner turn heel on Willow at Double or Nothing? It's certainly a good possibility. Certainly there. Albeit good moment for Willow. She did have a thing with Mercedes afterwards. We'll see. Kyle O'Reilly versus Roderick Strong for the AEW International Championship. This was a good match. Was it the best match on the card? No. Certainly didn't have a great amount of build as opposed to other matches on the card. Obviously they're planting seeds potentially for Kyle O'Reilly to join the Undisputed Kingdom, because that's certainly best for him and his career in AEW. And for two friends that are very similar, it felt like a, not really a calm down match, but almost like a break match. In the sense of, with the, ooze a bit starting off with the show. This match being this whole technical Harting match. It was certainly like a break period. Not a bathroom match, but fun match, certainly different in the sense. But good match between the two. Obviously, they know each other very well. Roddy, at his best, it's always fun to see. And he had that top rope backbreaker. That spot is always brutal, where he drops his opponent on the top rope. Turnbuckle, good stuff there. Kyle was targeting the ankle and knee of Roddy, constantly going for strikes and knee bars in the middle of the match, but Roddy managed to fight out. Landed a superplex at one point for a dual pin, but both fought out. Wardlow, he tried to interfere period in this match, but referee caught him and, basically made him notice. So, Wardlow at ringside for this match. So, anyway, Kyle started to get the offense going. Tried for some surprise pins against Roddy to no avail. Landed a rebound lariat. And good spot here as he landed a brainbuster into an armbar. But Roddy got to ropes. Finally, Roddy took it on here with the end of Heartache backbreaker on Kyle. 1, 2, 3. And Roddy retains the International Championship. Now after. So, Wardlow's down and of course Cole gave that sentiment after Wardlow lost Samoa Joe that he would need to protect the titles of Roddy and the Kingdom. So, you want to hear. So, afterwards, we saw the Kingdom, Adam Cole, appear on the stage. Cole was in his wheelchair. Then all of a sudden, Cole gets out of his wheelchair. And finally, he starts walking again. Finally. It's good to see. After weeks and weeks or months of him and his ankle injury. Seems now back and healthier. Certainly be back in the ring. Which sorely miss, especially for the Undisputed Kingdom and their drive going forward. So then, they were in the ring, and first of all, Adam Cole gave a stare look to Wardlow that was just maniacal. Like, very disappointed in you. Like, made you think for a sec, like, even the announcers, like, are they going to attack Wardlow here? And that was not the case, as shook hands and stuff. They held Roddy above their shoulders and celebrated with Roddy. So there we go. Fun match. Interesting. Now, This match definitely was the low points for a number of people on this card. And are just tell, the vibe, social media. I mean, geez. So, once again, mixed feelings about this. So, for the FTW Championship, FTW rules, we know Chris Jericho, he's been at this feud with Hook. There's been not too much. Jericho just something for Hook and Jericho to latch onto. So, yeah. Especially for Jericho, because there's not really much need for Jericho right now. Anyways, so crowd reactions for Jericho weren't great. I mean, especially when they can't chant Judas. It definitely takes away from Jericho. I mean, not much to say. And the act of people wanting to see him, because people want it. It's a good song. People want to listen and sing Judas. But that's not the case, as they can't sing it, as he's Lionheart. So FTW rules. Now the other thing is, there's some rumors and reports going around of Hook potentially being a free agent soon. So you wonder how much this boiled into this. I mean, look, the FTW title, no one really cares for it that much. I mean, we love Taz, but we just don't care for it as much as other titles. And it shouldn't be a recognized title, supposedly, in AEW. So anyways, FTW rules. Hook for Jericho. So, of course, this is going to be crazy. Fire extinguisher, trash cans, tables, all in all. It's crazy. The bats were involved. I mean, you name it. Hook actually kicked out of Juice Effect in this match, which, no offense to Hook, but kind of makes the Juice Effect look not as good. So Jericho wiped out Hook with a shot to the head with the bat and pin Hook 1, 2, 3. Jericho's the new FTW champion. So again, mixed feelings, because on one hand, yes, reaction for Jericho was not great. You have chance of Jericho to go home, chance to please retire Jericho, etc. And this match was long. Didn't need to be. Any event, On the other hand, it provides sympathy, yes, for Hook, and it's like they're buying it to subtly, but they're buying into his heat from Jericho. Now, is it a good portion of go away heat? Probably, but at the end of the day, it's heat. And Jericho, Hook I love. He's one of my favorites. Always will be a Jericho fan from what I've seen, but yeah, it's a mixed bag, at least. At least. But definitely the low point felt of the card. Thunder Rosa versus Tony Storm. Good match between two. Felt like these two got a decent amount of time. And yeah, it's good. Both really brought it. Good to see. I think this is the first time in AEW we've seen Thunder Rosa not wrestle a match with face paint. So, I mean, in a way, I guess she wanted to feel her intensity, and considering that Thunder Rosa pretty much painted Tony Storm's face on Dynamite, that's a buy-in too as well. I don't know, but it was change up. So, good little match here. So, Thunder Rosa, she on both Tony and Luther after she gave Luther a big forearm on Wednesday. She had powerbomb out of the corner on Storm for a near fall. Managed a missile dropkick. And then Death Valley driver on the apron. Rosa, she went for her finish, but favored her back. And that was focal point for Storm's match. She hit backstabber. Rosa managed a German suplex. Mariah May tried to get involved, but Deonna Purrazzo came out for the save. So, Storm hit a hip attack, followed a Storm Zero, but only for a near fall. Storm managed to lock in a Texas Cloverleaf again, favoring the back, but Rosa managed to transition, get a crossface, but Storm got to the ropes. And then it appeared a low blow by Tony Storm, and then another Storm Zero, which got her the victory. And there you go. Tony Storm still the AEW Women's Champion. You know, if it was up to me, Chris Statlander would be in line to take that title off of Tony. But with the way things are lining up, I would not be surprised if she doesn't lose it until Mariah May they deem ready and fit. You know, the protege taking the title from the teacher. It's definitely there. Taking similar to, you know, when Mickie James took the title from Trish Stratus at WrestleMania 22. Similarities as far as storyline. And then we get to the big one, in the big match, Danielson, Willow, Ospreay. Try to do my best in reviewing this, but overall, get the vibe. The match was very fun, very good. So, start the match, good pair of strikes back and forth. So, Ospreay got the offense in on the outside. Back in the ring. So, Ospreay went for a springboard, but got a boot to the ribs, and Ospreay was favoring his ribs quite a bit in this match. So Ospreay managed to go for a comeback, hit a sky twister to the outside, followed a big diving forearm off the top for a near fall. Bryan hit a tiger suplex for a near fall. Anvil elbows followed the cow mutilation, but fell out of it. Bryan got hit then with a big kick by Ospreay, followed a tiger driver for a near fall. This was a damn risky spot, but good that at least, because, yeah, it looked like it could have gone worse. So, they're on the top. Bryan hit a avalanche tiger suplex to Ospreay, and you can't defend yourself in a tiger suplex, really. I mean, I thought for a sec, is Ospreay gonna try to fight out again, land on his feet? That was not the case. He landed flush, high on his shoulders and the back of his head. I mean, yeah, that was brutal. But Bryan got a near fall out of it. And then he went for the yes kicks. They were fighting on the apron. Ospreay for separation. He managed to hit the Os cutter on the apron. Buy himself some time. And he was reluctant at first, but told the ref to keep counting him. Bryan got in at 8. So, or actually hit a hidden blade off the apron, and then he almost hit the ref, but didn't. Then, yeah, Bryan got in at 8. So then, right after he got back in, Ospreay hit a drop kick to the back of the head, followed a powerbomb for a near fall. Ospreay went for an Os cutter, but Bryan countered into an armbar, back and forth. Bryan would eventually lock in a label lock, but followed a Rings of Saturn, but Ospreay got to ropes. Yes kicks by Bryan, followed a roundhouse. Back and forth as Bryan got caught and countered a powerbomb into a hurricanrana for a near fall. Then this was quick and flurry of the exchange, so some roll-ups then by Bryan. Ospreay went for his big elbow, his flying hidden blade of sorts. But Bryan managed to get out of the way, hit a psycho knee flush, but only for a near fall. And then Bryan stomping Ospreay's head in, and then Ospreay would counter with some forearms, but Bryan goaded Ospreay in, locked in a triangle choke, gave a flex as well. Ospreay would try to release with a powerbomb, no avail. But then Ospreay, one arm, landed a Styles Clash. Going back to his mentor, landed a Styles Clash, or the guy who really put him on the map. He fails. So then there was separation. So Ospreay then landed a elbow, went for an os cutter, but great counter by Bryan. He, I don't know, in midair landed a bicycle knee on Ospreay. That was a good spot, and double down, both were down. So what was it be next? So then Bryan got up with the will of the crowd. The yes taunts. So Bryan seemed like he was, I alluded to it earlier. So Bryan was up in one corner, waiting for Ospreay to get to his feet, and Ospreay was favoring his right arm for number of the match. So Ospreay got into the other corner. He threw off his elbow pad. I was like, 1v1. Someone's going to get their shot in either the bicycle knee or him blade. Something was going to happen. In the end, Ospreay outstruck Bryan too quick, landed a big elbow off the surge of adrenaline, landed the Tiger Driver, followed up with a hin blade. 1, 2, 3. Ospreay gets the win. Afterwards, we saw Bryan was clutching at his collarbone, or his neck, and yeah, curious as to what it means. You know, is it a work? Is it a shoot? I don't know. Either way, just hope Bryan's okay. It was a great match, and yeah, not much could be said. Just hope Bryan's okay. And what does this mean going forward? I mean, Ospreay said at the press that I'll retire the move. So, yeah, it's like, what's next for Bryan Danielson? And yeah, but the match here is a great match. Great to see. The ending, we'll see. But as far as the match goes, very fun. FTR versus the Young Bucks. Ladder match for the vacant AEW Tag Team titles. The fourth installment of these two teams facing each other. Very glad that stipulation was added because, yeah, when you've seen a similar match for 3 times, it's good. So, but yeah, now, like I said, with them showing the footage of what happened at All In, and just yeah, just how it's been a bit since we've seen Jack Perry. And now it's a ladder match. It seems possible. And indeed it was. So, fun match. Good spot here. Cash landed a moonsault off a ladder. He was hit with an EVP trigger on the ladder on the outside by the Bucks. Went for a senton at one point, or got caught with one by Nick on the ladder. And then, yeah, some good spots. Tables were involved. Nick landed a 450 through a table at one point. Yeah, this was a solid refresher, certainly, if you've been watching their feud. So, the ending. So, Dax was busted open. He was climbing the ladder, but Nick was close. Looks like he had a chance almost to get him, try to pull him down the ladder, but wasn't the case, as instead we see a masked fella come out of the audience into the ring, shove Dax off the ladder, and security grabs him. He's off to the corner. They unmask him, and ultimately it turns out to be Jack Perry. Jack Perry, the scapegoat of sorts, is back on AEW TV. Saw the footage, week and a half ago. Now Jack Perry's back helping the Bucks. Nick pulls down the titles, and they're the first ever 3-time AEW Tag Team Champions. Very good, as Perry rolled off into the crowd, threw up the elite symbol. Yeah, it's possible to see Jack Perry now aligned with the elite. Seems like it's a possibility. And yeah, it's great to see the pop for Perry. Certainly was great. So, it just sucks though, because the spot, could right after Bryan vs. Ospreay, but then Jack Perry really woke up the crowd again. Yeah, good spot. Well, dead spot, but good spot for Perry to wake up the crowd. So then, main event time. Swerve Strickland for Samoa Joe. Seemed all but likely, off or not, for Swerve to have his moment against Samoa Joe. That's indeed what happened. So yeah, it was a solid match between two. Swerve, of course, speed against Joe's power. He got thrown to the announce desk at one point early in the match, but Swerve would target Joe's shoulder, due to the muscle buster and the choke, Kazuchika clutch. So, Swerve hit a leaping flatliner, He actually was thrown to the turnbuckle. Joe hit a muscle buster for a near fall. Crossbody by Swerve. Followed with a Swerve stomp for a near fall. Joe managed to lock on choke, but Swerve fought out, and then out of the corner, Swerve hit a powerbomb out of the corner, and then hit another Swerve stomp. 1, 2, 3. We have a new AEW World Champion. I believe it was said so. Jericho, Moxley, Kenny, Hangman, Punk, MJF, Samoa Joe, and now Swerve. 7th guy to hold the AEW World Championship, I believe, yeah. Because, yeah, Moxley held on to it numerous times, while Punk, off and on, was injury, but yeah. It's great to see, and first African American AEW World Champion. Great job for Swerve. Great moment, and now he's mad. Already had the feeling with Swerve's momentum and what was unknown of Wardlow that Joe was on borrowed time. And I'm glad that he at least got a title reign that he did. And yeah, love Joe, but Swerve, this was his moment, and he got it. He capitalized on it. Good stuff. Yeah, Dynasty overall, really good. Really good. Fun to see. Yeah, not too much to critique, Obviously, the Mercedes Moné thing. Hook Jericho has mixed opinions, but yeah, we'll see. Anyways, guys, so thank you all. Be back. Try to be back Thursday or Friday with the Dynamite review. Won't have you guys waiting for Sunday for a Dynamite review again. Sorry. But yeah, thank you guys all. Be safe. I'm AEW Love. Again, like if you enjoy this video. Leave a thumbs up. Comment down below. Feel free to for the feedback. Subscribe if you guys haven't. See you guys later this week. Peace. AEW Love is out.